Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Passionately Speaking. This is our weekly public speaking training call where we talk about how to use public speaking to grow our business, get clients, get our message out to the world, and make a huge impact. And there's all different kinds of aspects of public speaking. And so what we're going to cover today, because I've trained a lot about how to do it, where to do it, what to do it, but it came to me recently from one of my clients, and that is something very similar to writer's block. We all know about writer's block. Some of us have a book, some of us don't. That is a true and real thing that happens to writers, but it's not just exclusive to writers. You could have what I call joker's block, and that is simply if I say, "Hey, CJ, tell me a joke," all of a sudden, right? All of the jokes, everything goes out the window, and you're like, maybe you're the best joke teller in the world. But if you're not prepared for that question, all of a sudden, all the answers fly away as if they're scared and they flew the coop, so to speak. Well, the same happens with speakers. It's no different, and I call it speaker silence. And it's not necessarily where people will say, "Hey, I want you to do a speech on the spot," although that could happen. So I want all of you to be ready. But oftentimes they'll tell you to do a speech like in 5 or 10 minutes. And that's when your head goes, all of a sudden I can't think of a word to say. So we're going to cover 12 aspects today. 12. I just thought of another one and I'm writing it down. And then I want to hear from each one of you for any additional things that I didn't cover. Because now you're not going to do all these 12 if you have speaker silence, but you're going to pick the ones that work for you. And there's some that are going to work for you and others that are not going to work for you at all. So first of all, the very first and most important one I want to talk about is think about the system. So if someone says, "I need you to do a speech, a 5-minute or whatever, I need you to do it in about 10 minutes. Can you do it?" Of course, you always say yes. And then I want you to think about the speaker system that you learned in my classes, right? I teach it. I've taught it. Now there's a summary version, which is the speech sandwich. If that's all you know and you don't know the detailed one, then just use that. Know that you always start out with what? Right. Angelique said an attention grabber, even though she was silenced. See? That speaker silence right there. Yes. Even if that's all you can think about in that moment is that attention grabber. And what should I say for the attention grabber? That will get you started. So number one is think of the system. Now, number two is, of course, get trained if you're not already trained, because when you're trained, not only will you learn the system, but you will, be more apt to be able to kind of call on the system on the fly too, and not go, "Oh." Again, the system, all I'm asking you to think about right now is the very first step, which is the attention grabber. That can free you up from that speaker silence and prevent you from being, replacing it with fear. So make sure that you're trained, that you continue training, that you come to these classes every Tuesday. We see there's a lot of people not here today. Now, I don't know if they looked at the topic and said, how to eliminate speaker silence and let the words flow, and decided I don't need that. I'm telling you, there's going to come a time where you're going to go, right? It's happened to me in the past. It happens to everybody, where all of a sudden the spirit leaves the body and you're there empty and you got nothing. So that's 1 and 2. Number 3. All right. Now let's say you've got some time, because this can happen when you have plenty of time. Let's say you have a week or a month. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, here's a hint. Even if you have a month, please do not start writing your speech a month ahead of time. Do not, because it's going to be a much different speech closer to the time. Doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare or get trained. Yes, get trained, all of that stuff, use that time. But when you start it too soon, You get too involved and you get too in love with your own words and your own message, and then you're no longer spontaneous. You're no longer real, right? It's just in your head for too long. So don't do that. A week, 2 weeks hygiene, a week or 2 weeks is plenty of time. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have a topic. Yes, you should have a topic. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't go and visit the group once we go live again, or even virtually visit the group and meet people. All the research, absolutely do a month ahead of time. But the actual creating of the speech, save it for a week or two out, because that will lessen that speaker silence that I've been talking about. All right, so number 3, visualize your speech. Visualize your success. Visualization is powerful for many, many things. I just had Angelique on my podcast earlier, and she was talking about the power of visualizing not only your success, but visualizing that whatever it is you're going to manifest. Well, here we're manifesting a speech. You're manifesting a crowd-pleasing speech, right? So again, what I teach people, what I've been teaching you, is how to create that speech that you can't wait to deliver, right? You just like today, Angelique was like, she even came early. She came like a half an hour early. I was with a client. I had to say, Angelique, it's at 2:30. That's exactly what you want to do, is create that kind of speech that's so exciting that you can't wait to deliver it and have those words flow effortlessly off of your lips. All right, so if you just joined us, we're talking about how to eliminate speaker silence and let the words flow. And speaker silence is the same kind of concept as writer's block, where you just the spirit leaves the body, and you're left with wondering, what in the heck do I say, or do I do a speech about? Okay, so if you're sitting down outlining your speech, it's 2 weeks ahead of time or a week ahead of time, and you're ready. You have your topic. You told them what your topic is in general. Now, I'm not talking about your signature talk, ladies and gentlemen. We only start with our signature talk, but there's going to come a time where you need to create another talk. So this is the talk I'm talking about. Somebody said, well, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want, something on, manifestation. I want something on, I can't even think right now. See how I have it's right there. All right. So there's lots of times where you're going to be asked to speak on something else. I have 2 or 3 speeches that are my regulars, that I just go to speeches. But again, from all these that I've done on, on Passionately Speaking, I've got 700 topics that I could speak on, right? All right, so sometimes you're going to be asked for a new topic. So this is the new topic. Now, so you're sitting down, you're outlining, like today, I said, okay, this is a new topic for me. I've never done this. That's one of my promises in Passionately Speaking, is that I won't duplicate. Now, of course, I'm going to reduplicate some of the information because that's what I teach. That's my stuff. Just like you have your core teachings, your core training, your core stuff. So there's a lot of core stuff going on because some of you have to hear it more than once, right? Especially when it comes to practice and things like that. And your audience needs to hear it more than once from you. So one of the things you can do when you're sitting down outlining, and that's what I did just a few minutes. If you could see my notes, they're like just scratchy notes, but I put it on paper, what it is, the message. I don't want to just wing it. Now, did I practice this? No. But when you've got over 100,000 hours in public speaking, guess what? You don't have to practice either. Right? You've mastered it. All right, so the next one, number 4, is change the state. Now, this is a big one with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins probably invented this. And changing the state is physically changing who you are, what you are, right? So if you're sitting down, maybe you want to get up, maybe you want to dance, maybe you want to play some music, maybe you just want to go woo, 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 right? For some of you that have come to my speaker training, Maybe you want to do your vocal exercises, right? Who can remember a vocal exercise from the training? That's my favorite. Unmute yourself. And
Babu, babu.
Baby Boo. Absolutely. Jason, what's your favorite? Hi, Renee.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It was Baby by Bo Boo.
It's easy to remember. So that can change your speaker silence. Baby by Bo Boo. Everybody do it together. Baby by
Bo Boo.
Baby by
Bo Boo.
this baby.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red, yellow.
That's
Yeah, right. That's leather, yellow leather. Red leather.
Yellow leather.
That's
Yellow,
right.
black.
You need New York, unique. New York. You need New York.
New York, unique, New York.
Right.
New York.
So, if you want to learn more about those, then at my next class, I'll give you an opportunity to take my Create Your Speech in a Weekend, and we go over all those things. All right, so good job, everyone. So that'll change the state and get rid of that speaker silence. The next one, number 5, is to review your notes, right? Review them and read them and just kind of look at them, think about them, and let new ideas pop in your head. New ideas pop in your head. So review, and when I say notes, talking about outline, right? I'm not talking about some handwritten. I'm telling you, I tell this to everybody I coach, and then you'll get someone who wants to write it out. And so I'm working with someone right now. I got to get it for you because this is crazy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm not going to, of course, say who it is, and I'm not trying to tell tales. I'm just saying that here's my folder for this person, and this is their speech right here. This is their speech, all handwritten, right?
How long is that speech?
Yeah, exactly. We've cut it down, but it's hard. And this is because this person is a writer. Right? So that happens to real writers that are writers before they're speakers. They're just used to writing. So be careful, because then we're trying to break that. Now, did she do it when she was on my watch and with me and while we were? No, this is something she did on her own in between coaching sessions, right? But don't do that, because now I'm working to undo it, because her last words were, how am I ever going to memorize this? You're not, and you shouldn't, right? We talk about becoming the script. I'm only using that as an example, okay, of what can happen if you write it out. So please don't write it out, right? Never write it out, because to me, it's like you're going to yourself, right? So don't do that to yourself. All right, so when I say review notes, review your outline. Let me put it that way, review your outline. All right, another way to, if you get speaker silence, is to meditate, right? Pray, meditate, and just like give yourself some quiet time, right? You know that what is that? And Jean, you probably know this. Both of you, Jeans, because you're both, in the Word all the time. What is the verse that talks about be still and listen, right? What is that? Jean Box, what is that? Okay, you're muted. Jean Reese?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's in Matthew. That's in Matthew in the New Testament.
Be still and know that I am God. That's
it. Be still and know that I'm God. So let's just translate that. Be still and know the speech will come. Right? The words will come. Be still and let the will flow into your soul. Right? I'm glad I'm recording that, because that was pretty good, right? The words are flowing into your soul. That was good. That's another tip. You'll see it on Facebook in no time. All right, so meditation, prayer, whatever. So do something different. Don't just sit there and go, I got to think of a speech. I got to write it. Right? Don't do that. Let it flow. Now, if that doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen, then by golly, have a glass of wine. Right, Dr. Renee? Because everything goes better with wine. if you're trying to talk, you're muted, honey.
Okay, yeah. Can you see me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yes, everything goes well with wine. Red,
Right.
white, a Riesling, a Gewürztraminer, or a nice cab.
Prosecco.
It's like
Champagne.
champagne.
Right.
Oh my God. But you got to have the champagne glass or
Oh.
a cognac in a beautiful goblet. And
That's
you got to have the accessories that go with all that comes with accessories.
That's right. You have to
Even a martini, the martini shaker or the right olives and martini glass and chilled, even the tequila, even the
All the
margarita. It's
experience.
all the experience. Trust me, I haven't had any drinks for months now. It's just not the same, but it's all the ritual around having a cocktail, just like writing a speech is having a ritual around writing a speech, which I write speeches. I have a ritual, and it's everything you just said on the list: prayer, meditation, outline, all that. Arvee, you're just rocking. You're just a rock star.
Thank. All right. So, okay. So let's go to the next one then. So again, glass of whatever. Maybe it's a beer for you. Maybe it's a Coca-Cola for you. Maybe it's Perrier, right? Whatever it is, get up, go and get it. And like Dr. Renee said, make it a ritual, come back, treat yourself, and then get busy. All right. Another one is take a walk. A lot of people think better when they walk on the beach, like if you live in Mission Viejo or San Diego or CJ lives, or somewhere where there's water, or maybe you live in the mountains. Go for a walk, or maybe just the city. You can walk around and look at the shops and
Or the cornfield.
or what?
Or the cornfield.
Cornfields, right? If you're in Iowa, of course, it's a little cold out there, maybe still to walk in Iowa, but take a bike ride. But I find bike rides don't work as well because you have to focus on traffic and everything. Same with driving. So that's why walking works really well. Without earplugs, without music, without anything, just walk and think, right? You can walk and talk to God and just say, Lord, I really want to create the message that you want me to create here. And I'm a little stuck. I'm having a little trouble getting started or articulating it, or maybe you've written some of it or outlined some of it and now you're stuck. Or maybe you have too much. It's like, for me, I have this much and I have to go this much. So I have to go, okay, Lord, how do I just give the best value in the short amount of time? All right, so take that walk. Change your environment. Sometimes maybe you can't go for a walk. Maybe you just need to get up from your desk and go to the refrigerator and get a snack or something. That works for me. I have snacks, healthy snacks, but sometimes when I'm really really thinking and I'm creating, I need nuts. I don't know why, but Angelique has some nuts. I just need some nuts, right? So I have raw cashews or raw walnuts. But let me give you a hint about nuts. Never, ever, ever eat nuts before you speak, because they have a very tricky way of getting hidden in your teeth. And then you're speaking and all of a sudden, especially if it's a live audience, all of a sudden they want to make themselves known. So do not eat nuts. Jason, did you have your hand up? Is that an experience? Yes, I learned that the hard way. All right. So it's okay if you're writing your speech, but don't do it before you speak your speech. All right. So change your environment, go to the living room, go pet your dog for a little bit, talk to your kids if you have any, just do something, change something. All right. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll walk in the back office and say hey to Michael and see how he's doing, or, just something. All right. The next one. What number are we on?
7.
7. Good. Thank you. Just want to make sure, Ruben, you are counting, paying attention. All right. Number 8 is change your topic. Maybe the topic that you are having such trouble with is not the best topic for you. Maybe you don't know enough about it. Maybe you're not passionate enough about it. So something is wrong and you just got these blocks. So look at your topic and go, you know what? I'm really not excited about talking about freeway expansion. You know, I need to talk about health or something else. So look at your topic. Maybe that's something they wanted you to talk about. And maybe it's something you need to go back to the organization and say, you know what? I'm just not feeling it. Or what you can do is try to change it for you. So for instance, sometimes people want me to speak on leadership. That's fine, but I don't speak on leadership from a leadership point of view. You know, there's all kinds of leadership is, I mean, there is, I'm right near the Claremont colleges, and there is a degree, a master's degree in leadership, right? And Peter Drucker, he's no longer with us, but he is like the bomb in leadership. And I got to go to a class where he was teaching, and I got his principles of leadership, and he signed it. That book is probably worth at least $20. No, it's probably it's probably worth a couple of $100 because he's gone now. And in his class, he couldn't hear. He was deaf, but he was a talker, and he could just talk, and he was big and round, and he would sit down while he spoke or while he trained. He was more of a teacher than a speaker, and his belly would go ho, 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 as he would teach. He would laugh at his own jokes, kind of like I do. And it was a lot of fun. Okay, so change your topic if that's not something that excites you. So what I do on leadership is I will come, instead of a leadership point of view, I will come from a speaker leader point of view. So speakers are leaders, right? And leaders are speakers. Have you ever seen a leader in our history that didn't speak? No. Now, there were better orators than some, right? I mean, how do you think people that were evil got people to follow them? You know, we could talk about Hitler, you could talk about talk about Charles Manson, because they were good leaders. Why? Because they were very persuasive speakers, and they got people hypnotized and all of that to follow them and their evil ways.
Like Stalin, that's another good speaker. Stalin.
Thank you. Great.
As a speaker only, not anything else.
That's right. That's right. I agree. The only non-speaker really that got to move millions and mountains was Gandhi, right? He never said a word, right? But other than him, everybody else is a speaker. Even Mother Teresa was a speaker. She would always say, if she was so against the negative, she would always say, you know, when there was a lot of war rallies and people would invite her to a war rally, she would say no. But if you have a peace rally, I'll be there. Because she got that you put energy in something like a war rally, you're going to create war. Right? Now, I ran, most of you know this, I ran couple marathons with Team in Training. And Team in Training, they teach you how to run a marathon, and you raise money. It's $2,500 for the training, and it's 5 months training. But you pay $2,500 or you raise money. So if you don't raise $2,500, then they bill your credit card. That's how it works. But it was to raise money for leukemia and lymphoma. And my brother had lymphoma at the time. He's in recession, my older brother, right? And as I would go to these rallies before we would run every Saturday, the conversations for at least an hour before we ran were always conversations about who had cancer, right? Who had it next? Who had it? What's going on? Whatever. Who are you running for? And it was insane. And after I did a year of it, which I ran 2 marathons, I quit because it wasn't the conversations I wanted to be in. And lo and behold, do you know that one of my trainers, now it was 10 years ago. Okay, a little more than 10 years ago. But his counting. That person now has cancer. You see, I'm a firm believer because he was the coach for so long in that conversation for so long that he manifested it. Right, Angelique? I'm seeing some nods. He manifested cancer for himself. Now he has a reason to run. Right? He's justified his existence for being the team coach for this many years. So be careful whose bandwagon you jump on and what side of the rally you are attending, because you could very well create it. Very well create it. Right?
That's right. Yeah, where your focus goes, your energy flows.
That's right. What you resist persists.
That's right. Yep.
That was in 2.
Oh,
Okay.
here's another one, Arvee. Here's another one.
Yeah.
You are the 5 people you surround yourself with. That doesn't just mean your pocketbook. It also means their vibration, their frequency, and who they are as people. And when we're all little girls, as young teenagers, 12 years old, 13, do you remember when we all started our cycles at the same time? If you had 3 or 4 girlfriends, you all started your cycles at the same time, consistently. Just saying.
Oh, I thought
So-
it was misery like company.
No, but what you were saying about the coach with the cancer.
He's got it.
Yeah, through osmosis. Okay, thank you.
I totally agree with that. And I just the other day heard someone speak, and I've learned the 5 people. Yeah, I mean, that is in, come on, that famous book. Come on. Speaking
Oh,
or
Luis Miguel.
no, Think and Grow Rich.
Oh yeah, Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, that's how long ago it was. So it doesn't count for your family though. All right. Family, husbands, wives are exempt. So just so you know, you don't have to get rid of them, especially after 20 years, CJ, right? They're exempt. That's not we're talking about business people, and especially if you want to speak or you're hanging around speakers. But here's what this speaker said, and I wrote it down. I didn't know I was going to use it. The 5 people. So it's not just 5 any old people. She said, you want to surround yourself with the five people, but you can manifest and bring those people in. One needs to be a cheerleader. All right. That's somebody that could be a spouse. Somebody that's cheering you on, going, okay, Ruben, you can do it. You can do it. You can win that Toastmaster contest, right? You can do it. You can do it. Practice, 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 right? So a cheerleader. Number 2, a mentor. Of course, we've all talked about this. We need mentors, right? You need a speaking mentor. You've got it. You might need a fitness mentor, a wellness mentor, whatever. You just don't have one mentor. I like to have 5 mentors I'm working with right now because there's different aspects that they're good at, right? So 3rd, a constructive, this is interesting, a constructive trustee. All right. Constructive trustee, someone that will hold you accountable, right? It could be, again, a family member. It could be the mentor, or it could be a friend. And number 4 is a connector. A connector. I wrote it 3 times. Okay. Someone that you're top of mind. You know how there's some people that are just your connector and they just talk about you all the time and refer business. Now you could be their connector too. And then it's going to be, a relationship made in heaven. And number 5 is an advocate. Number 5 is an advocate. That's someone who's going to stick their neck out for you. Someone who's going to stick their neck out for you. So think about when you say 5 people that you surround yourself with, why don't you pick and choose who those 5 people are? And then have that relationship and develop that relationship with them. How cool is that? Say, that's cool. All right. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So getting back, change the topic. We got that. And then the next one is just start talking. All right. If you get speaker silence, just start talking. Just talking gibberish if you need to. Just start anywhere talking. You've got your topic, right? So somebody give me a topic real quick, like a title, a topic. You have speakers. What?
Humor in business.
Okay, humor in business. Funny equals money. If you want to make more money and attract more clients in business, you've got to learn how to be funny. And even if you're not naturally funny, you can go to the internet and find jokes. And when you go to the internet and find jokes, you can use those jokes and create some humor. So let me give you an example of exactly what I am talking about. Again, funny equals money. All right. So, knock, knock,
Who's there?
Who's there?
Irish.
Irish who?
I wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, I'll buy it. Whatever you're selling.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so do leprechauns get angry when you make fun of their height? Yeah, but only a little. All right, so just start talking, something like that. So, all right, next one. And that is ask your audience. Ask your audience. That's number 12. That should be number 12. Ask your audience. So call somebody up. It doesn't have to be the real audience that you're going to go speak to, because maybe you don't know them unless you went the month ahead of time. But just ask a typical audience person, like someone in your target market. So just go up and say, you know what? I'm really struggling. My topic is your message matters. And I'm really struggling with what matters to you. What would be the most important thing if I could cover anything about the message? What would it be? And just lay it on them. They'll give you ideas. So if I said, so if it was CJ and I said, okay, so CJ, I'm having trouble. I'm going to talk about web development. What is the most important thing when it comes to web design for the entrepreneur, right? Niche, niche, niche. What would you want to know? Right? Because CJ, you might want to talk about CEO, right? But maybe I don't want to hear about it. It's too voodoo for me. It's too up here for me. It's too geeky for me, right? So always ask your audience. And then again, maybe your audience is technical and they go, I want to know the latest in voodoo, right? Because it's always changing. It's always new. You can't keep up. So, or give me the good, bad, and the ugly of SEO, or give me the, the layman's version of SEO or whatever. So ask your audience. They will tell you. They'll be happy to tell you. All right. So that is number 12. Did I get 12 for everybody?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to open it up. I have about 4 minutes, but we have a success story this past week. So I'm going to turn it over to Angelique. She has something to share with all of you.
Okay, so I was so excited. I did my first webinar ever for Grow Your Destiny, How to Manifest Faster Than Law of Attraction. But that's not the exciting part. The super duper exciting part is I had 12 participants. 2 of them don't count because one was my boyfriend and one was Arvee. But I had a 60% of 10 people, 60% conversion rate for ticket sales for a whole full day event. 60%.
60% are first time.
All I did was manifest. I was like, you know what? I'm getting more than 50. I knew it. I knew it in my heart of hearts. I was like, yes.
Right.
I was like,
Oh, let's give her a big hand. Round of applause. Right?
What was the topic?
Doesn't happen to everybody. She went to bat. She did everything she learned, and she hit a home run, ran the base, right? And you can do it too.
oh, the topic was how to manifest faster than the law of attraction.
Oh,
If you want, I can put if that's okay, Arvee. I could put the little link if you guys want to come.
Yeah, you have one more on the 18th.
Yes.
Yes.
I have another one on the
The link.
Yeah, put your link in.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes.
Very good. And Angelique did a great job. She was powerful. She was, she was on point. She took off the whole day. She practiced. She did everything that I taught her. Everything.
100%.
She went her way. She didn't go, well, I'm going to, work and take the day off and practice an hour. No, she did everything right. And that's the result. And that's what happens when you take this to heart and really do what you learn. It works. I've been doing this for 17 years. It works.
That's awesome.
And I've only been doing this since what? August, if that, in Mastermind since November.
5 months.
5 months.
5 months.
5 months from CFO to speaker master, 60% conversion.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, look at Jason. Look at how big that grin is. I love that. He's a big supporter. Look at that. Jason, do you want to, why don't we go around and just say something really cool to Angelique?
Thank you.
Jason.
I'm extremely excited for her, and I can't wait to the 18th. I'm fired up about receiving her and her presentation. We've had conversations leading up to it, and she's just so open to just not only receiving some feedback, but I just really value her ideas, her energy, her spirit is there. I'm excited about the 18th. I just sorry I wasn't able to because of a power outage at my place to attend on the 11th, but I'm so happy for her success, and I'm looking for something more on that on the 18th. Congratulations, Angelique.
Yeah, it wasn't the 11th. When was it?
It was the 3rd.
The 3rd.
The 3rd, yeah.
The 11th is coming up, and now you're coming, right?
Yes, he's registered.
Jason?
I'm registered for the 18th, but you're talking about the Speak Up, Get Clients. I can join that in progress because I will be, I've got clients from 9 to about 11 right now, and I was trying to get out of them so I could be there fully for the whole time. But
you've never missed a thing I've done, so
I can, I'll be there.
Amen. I know you will, and I'll bring you on stage.
All right.
Okay, and I know Jean signed up, but she can't come. Not Jean Reese, but Jean from Iowa. So I hope you can pop in if you can, or give your ticket away. Now, everybody look at Dr. Renee for a minute. Look at how the sun is on her face. You look like you have a big smile. Mask on. Maybe that's a mask, right? Very cool. All right. Who else? And I know Benita's coming. Ruben, you're the only one that hasn't signed up yet. So go ahead and sign up. Otherwise, everybody's going to be there.
Okay. So, Arvee, is this for Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah. Are you coming? I didn't.
Yes. No, please. I was trying to register and I didn't know how to do that. So I was filling out my form. Remember, you get a lifetime. So you've already been. Oh, okay. So just show up at 8. Is it 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Neither.
9 o'clock.
9.
Oh, 9 to 4 or 9 to 5?
No, 9 to 5, 5:30. It's really to 5, but I like to leave that extra time for networking or whatever, or conclusion, or over. So I will make sure, Dr.
Okay, so that's on Thursday, the 11th. And then do you send us the Zoom number? Or is it going to be this Zoom number?
No, it's not the Zoom number because it's a paid event. So I got other people coming. But
okay.
On the list, and I will send you the Zoom number.
Okay, and then can I get Angelique's number so I can see? I can get on her program.
Absolutely.
Okay, what is your phone number? Go ahead. Just tell it to me so it's faster.
Oh,
put it in.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, this is my cell number. That's my cell number.
Okay, thank you.
Number.
That's fine.
Okay, this is my cell because you're my friend.
Arvee, could you run through Bonita may be about to ask this exact same question. Could you run through the points really quick that we went through just to make sure that I got them all?
Yes, good question. Because I know you're going to put them up on our Facebook, which I was going to do today, but I just didn't have time. But next week, we're going to do some Facebooking, right? In Passionately Speaking. All right, so the first one, and I might have ad-libbed some of these, but the first one is speaker system, right? Think about the system. Remember the system, right? If you get stuck, think of what is the first step, which is attention grabber. Then make sure you continue second step. Continue getting trained, because if you get speaker silence, well, maybe you don't know enough about speaking. So continuous training. Number 3, visualize. Visualize your speech, your message. What is it that you want to say? Number 4, change the state, change your physical state. Get up, walk around, dance, turn on music. Number 5, review your outline. I said notes, but it's outline. Just kind of look at your outline and think and that kind of thing. The next one is meditation or prayer. Just meditate on your message. You know, you have the title. Remember, I said you have the title, you have the topic. What do you want to say about it? Because if you're like me, you have this much to say and you just want to say this much. So it's really a problem about how do I condense it and how do I say the most important information? The next one is have a glass of wine or, you know, Perrier or whatever, you know, libations that you indulge in. Don't have too much. I mean, you don't want to go. I know sometimes I would be at events, women's events, and they would all be having glasses of wine, right? Business events, they don't. But when women just get together, women, honey, they're having wine. And so people would ask me, do you want a glass of wine? I'm like, it would be a much different speech if I had a glass of wine. You don't want me to have a glass of wine. All right. So, and I don't advise it, obviously, for obvious reasons for any speaker. I'm just, you know, joking around there. Okay. Take a walk on the beach, walk in the mountains, walk in the city. Just go for a walk. Walk your dog. No, don't walk the dogs because they'll distract you from thinking. The next one is change your environment, which might sound like the same as a walk, but I'm talking about in the house, in your office. Maybe you just need to go to the refrigerator, or like I said, I go to Michael's office and say, hey, how you doing? You just go maybe outside to the patio, you know, just maybe you just want to sit down on the patio for a little bit and think. The next one is change your topic. Maybe it's not the right topic for you. The next one, which is 11, is start talking. Just start talking. Blah, 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 blah. Just like I gave the example when Bonita gave me the idea of, you know, business humor or whatever. Just start talking about anything. And the last one is ask your audience. Ask your audience, what would they like to know? Because you're bogged down with what should I say? What should I say? What's the best thing to say? Just ask somebody. Ask a typical person in your target market. They'll tell you. And whether you use that or not, it'll spawn some new ideas. Was that 12, CJ?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to go because I have a speaking engagement tonight. One thing I did want to mention, though, that I'm so excited about is I'm going to speak to a live event tomorrow. It's a women's event. It's about an hour drive for me. And there's about 15 people coming. It's not a large audience, but I am so thrilled. I can't wait. Live people. I'm going to get to hug somebody. Yay. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I haven't spoke live for a year, right? It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. I'm going to have to get all dressed up, not just from the top up, right? I have to party on below.
You're going to have to wear shoes.
That's right. I'm going to wear my shoes that I couldn't wear for my last event, which are the red sparkly ones with the word BAM on them and POW, you know, the cartoon characters. But
I saw those.
I'm just hoping they don't hurt my feet because I've been in sandals and comfy boots for a year. So wish me luck tomorrow, but I'm so excited. I'll report on that next week.
Cool.
All right, everyone. Well, just go out there, practice that speech, and get those speaking engagements. And remember to always speak with passion. Mwah. We'll see you all Thursday.
All right, break a leg tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye. What do you want, baby? Look at, she wants to walk.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
huh?
she has to talk.
But I can't walk, I gotta speak. All right. Oh,
I better hang up.
I gave you a call, but I was on this call, so I don't have time to talk,
CJ,
but let's talk this weekend. Okay?
CJ, call me. CJ, call me. I need your help with a web page.
Go to Passionately Speaking and reach out.
Oh, no.